up a game, so the players are on game 2. We see our Elves player with Heritage Druid in play is going to make a turn 3
a
Reclamation Sage. Yep, it's going to get disfigured. So it looks like Gerard's been able to keep his hand down a little bit. Just Heritage Druid in play and 2 Abrupt Decays in hand for Morawski. He's undefeated right now. Gerard, on the other hand, brainstorming here on what looks like a pretty full grip. Doesn't have any pressure on, but certainly has stopped his opponent.
Looks like a lot of removal has been used on Gerard's side. You see what appears to be 2 Disfigures, a Thoughtseize, a Golgari Charm, and Jonathan's graveyard reflects that a lot of bad things have happened to him thus far.
Yeah, natural order in his yard as well. That one may not have resolved. Heritage Druid will go to work. Gerard is currently at 14, so he managed to get him somewhat low. Gerard looks like he's debating whether or not to Abrupt Decay. And it's Quirion Ranger added to the battlefield for Morawski.
Trying to see, he has 3 Disfigures in his sideboard, so Gerard definitely prepared for this matchup.
Yeah, that's a above average number here. We see Gerard on end step going to fire off an Abrupt Decay. It's going to take care of the Ranger. He's content to leave Morawski with the Heritage Druid. I don't think he's worried about Jonathan getting 3 Elves in play anytime soon.
But you still want to keep the board pinned because of natural order. The more removal that you can generate, the better.
All right, well, here's the shields down moment for Gerard. Taps 3 for True Name Nemesis and passes back to Morawski. He knows, Morawski, as we know, has 2 Abrupt Decays, but those aren't going to be any help against True Name. Simply drew a card and passed back. Now Gerard's going to go to work on his life total, swinging for 3, and we may not see Gerard tap out again.
Well, he does have Force of Will, so I think he still may be able to add Liliana of the Veil to his board safely, but not clear he even wants to do that.
Yeah, it does have the 3rd Disfigure in his hand, and we're going to see it right now as it takes care of Heritage Druid. Draw. Morawski's hand, a Misty Rainforest, a Gaia's Cradle, 2 Abrupt Decays. No way to interact with this True Name and no way to put pressure on Gerard. He has 6 turns left.
And even if Jonathan were to use, let's say, this Misty Rainforest to find a Dryad Arbor, and then go ahead and, rip a natural order to go get something, Gerard still has this Liliana. So he's got, and Force of Will plus blue card left over. He's got nearly every out Jonathan has access to checked off at this point.
Abrupt Decay plus. I do like the play from Jonathan. He discards an excess Abrupt Decay here. We'll see if he end step Abrupt Decays a Liliana or whether he'll just let Gerard discard cards to it. Jonathan's cards aren't doing much here. He might be okay with that plus ability.
He may be able at least to take a draw step before determining because his mana is not really a bottleneck right now.
Yeah, he has extra mana. We do see here on end step he's going to use his fetch land to get Dryad Arbor. That will put a little bit of pressure on the Liliana. Maybe force Gerard to minus it next turn. But he'll have none of that. He's going to use the Abrupt Decay on Liliana, leaving himself with just a Cradle in hand, and move over to his turn. Now he's got to be hoping to hit Natural Order. And it looks like the draw for the turn was Green Sun's Zenith. It's a start.
Yeah, but Jonathan's working from such a low base.
Oh, absolutely. The type of card he probably has to get here is just something low impact like Elvish Visionary. Needing to get the critical mass, getting a creature that cantrips is pretty important.
Well, it has to start there because every other road is a dead end.
Exactly.
He has no elf synergies in play, so he just has to draw a card here.
All right, Green Sun's Zenith for 2 is the play from Morawski. Gerard's going to let that one resolve. It's going to be Elvish Visionary. Let's see what he wants to get here. He's going to go over Scavenging Ooze, actually.
Okay.
That's pretty... All right, I can get behind that. That's 1 out of his sideboard that he plays. If he's just wanting to race, there are a lot of creatures in his sideboard. This could be pretty big.
It's a Hail Mary, right? But it's a game plan. If Gerard can't really do anything about this, then he probably has to sit back with his True Name Nemesis at least.
Right. It won't win the game for Morawski, but it might force Gerard to stop attacking.
Yeah.
You see 3 mana up for Morawski right now.
Not related to this match in particular, but Jonathan here also with a understanding of the new Infect Menace with a Malira in his sideboard.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Something you normally only see play in pod decks and Modern, now sneaking its way into Legacy. Maybe to deal with that Infect deck.
Probably not anything. I don't know what else.
Yeah, I can't imagine what else it'd be for. That's the power when you play cards like Green Sun Zenith or Natural Order. One sideboard slot can go a long way in your deck building. And Jonathan's going to immediately eat 2 creatures from the graveyard to put his Scavenging Ooze up to a 4/4. And see what he does with Dryad Arbor. He's either eating a creature or attacking with it.
I kind of like beating down here because you can just untap and, you probably won't have too much to do with your mana next turn. The only thing, I don't even know what making the Ooze into a 5/5, what removal spell does it get it out of the range of? If Gerard's packing, a Dismember or something like that,
right,
it still catches the Ooze.
Could still get it. So he does swing in for 1, puts Gerard down to 12. You'd think that'd have Gerard stop attacking, but it does not. He's going to swing with True Name, then play Deathrite Shaman and Abrupt Decay. He gets Scavenging Ooze off the table, and it is back to work on Jonathan's life total. The 2 life that Jonathan gained off the Ooze bought him a turn here.
But to what end,
Exactly. It's still going to be really difficult for him. And it's Wasteland from Gerard Fabiano. That's going to take care of the blocker. That's Dryad Arbor. Opens the way for True Name to knock Morawski down to 8 life. Gerard will pass, just sitting back on his Deathrite Shaman. Looks like he has 2 turns in which he can deal with Jonathan. End step puts Jonathan to 6. He can put him to 1 this turn, not to 0. But Jonathan, with a Windswept Heath, doesn't have much that helps here. Gerard will put him down to 2 on the attack. And a pretty safe position. He'll just pass.
Pretty safe.
And there you have it. Gerard Fabiano wins the match in 2 short games. Moves on to 6-0-1. Still undefeated after 7 rounds. Due to the draw, is probably going to have to still win 1 more, but in a great position to top 8.
Came with a lot of action for this matchup. We didn't get to see the whole thing, but Jonathan's graveyard and board indicated a man who was hit with many removal spells.
And one thing you have to know, Gerard, going into this weekend, he was in the top spot for that end of the season championship. He got passed by both Kevin Jones and Ross Merriam during yesterday's Standard Open.